Hey everyone, this is the Coast to Coast Radio Show. I'm your host, Ron Fitch, and I'm going to break down the NFL games, the NCAA football games, Major League Baseball postseason matchups, and the Miami Heat victory over the Lakers. But first, I'm going to talk about the Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. Can anyone tell me what's wrong with the Dallas Cowboys? Anyone on YouTube explain all this talent? And they were down 41-34. Oh, okay. Let me break this down. The first quarter, and I said the Cowboys are going to win this game. The Browns are an improving football team. They're trending up. The Cowboys will find a way to win after a disappointing ending in Seattle. Cleveland comes right down the field, and they are pounding the ball right down the field. Nick Chubb, who got injured, but before he got injured, he was tearing it up. 21-yard gain on one play. They ended up scoring. Jarvis Landry gets a reverse, throws a beautiful pass, 37-yard touchdown pass to Odell Beckham. Cowboys come right back. Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, who's balling right now, threw a 43-yard touchdown. Okay. All right, Dallas gets the ball back. They do what Dallas does. Prescott throws a dime to Amari Cooper. They're up 14-7. All right, the Cowboys are going to stop them. And in the second quarter, they're going to get a hold of this game. They're at 14-7. They get the ball back. They're going to make it 21-7. But the Cleveland comes right down the field, marches right down the field. And then they're running the ball. Chubb and Hunt are pounding the rock. So Dallas at the 4-yard line is in a running formation. But you have your corner not in press coverage at the 4-yard line with Odell Beckham, but he's backed off in the end zone. So all Odell Beckham did was a little okey-doke move to the middle, catches the ball for a touchdown. That's poorly coached, undisciplined. All right, the Cowboys are driving. All right, let's see. The Cowboys could respond, tie the score, but no, Dak Prescott gets sacked by Myles Garrett, who was covered one-on-one by their backup tackle on Garrett with no help. That's stupidity. That's dumb play number 2. So Cleveland gets the ball, and they're pounding, and what they're doing really well, and their coaching staff did a good job, is Baker Mayfield is passing the ball well off of play fakes, off of the play action, because you're pounding the rock. So now he's comfortable. He's rolling out and doing what he does, because him sitting in the pocket, he's not as good at all. But rolling out, he does pretty good. And that saves the interceptions and bad passes. So they're running down. Everything's on schedule for Cleveland. They end up driving down the field. Touchdown pass, Austin Hooper, 1 yard. They're up 21-14. Okay, Dallas got to drive now. Elliott catches a screen pass. He's gone. 24 yards down the field. Okay. Then he fumbles the ball. When you think Dallas is going to tie the score. And the way Dallas defense is playing, if you're a Cowboy fan, you're like, oh, boy. Ay. So Cleveland has the ball, and they go 51 yards down the field. Kareem Hunt easily runs in for a touchdown. They even had Dontrell Hilliard run the ball. It's 28-14. All right, Dallas. Now, you get down the field. Before the half, 28-21 ain't so bad. They get stopped. So you know what Cleveland's going to do. Cleveland's going right down the field with 3:51, and they're getting a field goal. It's 31-14. All right, I've seen this before. Dak can lead them down. They're down 3 scores. I've seen Dak come back from 3 scores. But then the Cowboy offense stalls, and Cleveland kicks 2 more field goals. It's 41-14. Are you serious? They're now 41-14 going to 4th quarter. I'm thinking, this is when Dak gets going. When the house is on fire, now he wants to get serious. And of course, Dak leads them down, and they two touchdowns and 2-point conversions, and 1 pass to CeeDee Lamb, and it's 41-38. In the 4th quarter with, I would say, it's 41-38 with 3:42 left. They go for the onside kick because they can't. You're not going to stop Cleveland. It didn't work. So Cleveland has the ball. And this is why Dallas is poorly coached. And there's something wrong. McCarthy's not, I thought he's a good coach. Their staff, their staffed offense, their defense, they're not doing a good job. They're underachieving with this talent. Odell Beckham gets a double reverse, runs 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage, running toward the line of scrimmage. There's no contain on the outside. So he has a running start. He's going in, he's running down the sideline. Cowboys were there to tackle him. All of them take the wrong angles except Smith, and Smith is not going to catch him. And Odell Beckham runs in for an inexcusable 50-yard touchdown. And then, of course, the Cowboys come back, and then they get toward the goal line, but then Dak throws an interception, and they end up losing 49-38. And this is the problem with the Cowboys. They're very undisciplined. They take poor angles. They're not tackling well. Dak Prescott, I got a little problem. I've been a defender of Dak Prescott. I got a little problem now. I've noticed this trend the last 2 years. He waits for the house to be on fire, get down 28 points, and then he wakes up and he throws for 500 yards and empty calories because the game is over. If Atlanta Falcons didn't turn into Atlanta Falcons, Dallas would be 0-4 right now. And they're constantly underachieving. They're so much more talented than everybody in the AFC East, but they're 0-4. And they play the Giants, who played hard yesterday against the Rams. Now, the next story is Brees and Brady. And everybody has gone crazy over Brees and Brady's performances. But I do want to say Drew Brees had 2 touchdowns. They won 35-29, 2 touchdown passes, and he threw the ball down the field really good. Michael Thomas will be back, so it looks like the Saints are rounding into shape. Kamara was fantastic. And then Tom Brady had 5 touchdown passes against the St. Louis Chargers. You're supposed to beat the Chargers. They beat them 38-31. You're supposed to beat the Lions. They did what they're supposed to do. This is the thing about Tampa. Tampa's defense is solid. Brady looks like he's comfortable in their system. Brees is throwing the ball down the field. We're headed for a Tampa-New Orleans showdown, either for home field or for the division at the very least. Both teams will start to round into shape and play even better, and the fans will get what they want. You're going to get Brady and Brees down the line in Tampa, probably for all the marbles. Now I'm going to give out grades. Professor Ron is back in the building. I should have like a professor suit on when I do this, but I'm going to give out grades. I want to give out A+ to Kansas City. They haven't played yet. I'm going to break that down. Seattle is with Russell Wilson's 3 touchdown passes in Miami. They play well on the East Coast. And Green Bay, who's 3-0, they should beat Atlanta tonight. My A team, Buffalo. I like how they played yesterday. Went to, I was going to say Oakland. They went to Las Vegas and took care of business. That's a good road win against an improving Raiders team. I like Josh Allen. He was 24 of 34, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns. He could be reckless sometime. They were up 30-13, I believe, 30-17. They're up 2 scores, and he had the opportunity to put the game away with a field goal, and he takes a bad sack. And they were fortunate to win 30-23, but he does do a lot of good things. But his recklessness could cost Buffalo in a playoff situation because he could be a little too reckless. Even the pass to Cole Beasley was reckless and double team. Beasley made a great catch for a touchdown. Tennessee, undefeated. They were supposed to play Pittsburgh. They didn't. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're well coached. Vrabel can coach. Offense, defense, they're physical. Love their style. Tampa, because of the fact that they're really getting better, I'm putting them as A team. Baltimore got annihilated by Kansas City, so they dropped from the A plus down to A, but they did what they had to do in Washington. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm moving them up. I'm moving my Steelers up to A, but man, they got a tough game coming up against the Eagles, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to break the Eagles game down in a minute. My B plus team is the Rams, the Cleveland Browns, and they're trending up because they're playing to their strength. Myles Garrett and company getting after the quarterback. Their defense is a little iffy, but they got a good pass rush. Baker's efficient. They're not going to have him go crazy, but they're giving him what he can handle with the rollouts off of play action, and they're pounding everyone. They're running it down your throat, and they're very committed to the run, and it's working with Hunt and the rest of the crew. And they had a guy named Dearness Johnson. He was a fish. He came off the fisherman boat. He was a fisherman. He used to play football. They brought him in, and he had 95 yards against the Cowboys. So they run the ball well, and they're playing solid. And, of course, New Orleans. Indianapolis beat Chicago. Really good defense. Buckner on the defensive side gives them a physical presence. I love Frank Wright. He's a good coach. Rivers doing what he's going to do. I like the Indianapolis team. And, of course, New England. Now, New England versus Kansas City. I did a New England-Kansas City report with Cam Newton. Cam Newton, unfortunately, has a coronavirus. My prayers are up with him. But I'm going to keep the report I did with Cam. But what you do, I'm about to go to it now. Plug in Jarrett Stidham. And Belichick will continue keep it moving with that. And New England will play the same way. I still have Kansas City winning, but I broke that down. And here it is. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles upsetting the San Francisco 49ers. I knew that was going to – I knew that the 49ers were going to be very happy about beating the Giants because they were upset with the turf, and it was a message game. So there's going to be a letdown with their backup quarterback. And I sense because the Eagles are desperate with Wentz, I knew they were going to beat the Rams. The Niners 25-20. Carson Wentz had 193 yards passing, TD, and a TD running. It was very smart, very efficient. They took care of business. And as far as next week, as a Steelers fan, I am very, very worried about the Eagles because the stretch that the Steelers are going to have is going to be rough. It's going to be rough. The Eagles, the Browns at home, the Ravens, and the Titans. Rough. And you want to at least come out of there 500. And if you do that, you may be okay going down. It's going to be a rough stretch, so we'll see. Now, New England Patriots. There's not a lot of good matchups in the NFL. Tennessee and Pittsburgh was postponed to Week 7. So you don't have that matchup. Green Bay and Atlanta is not a good matchup. The Colts and the Bears are a pretty good matchup. In Chicago with Nick Foles versus Rivers, that's a toss-up. But I want to break down Kansas City and New England. New England is giving up 72% of passes there, and that's one of the worst in the NFL. And they're also giving up 103 passer rating, 72% completion rating. So their defense isn't good, but New England lost a lot of players to free agency and to coronavirus, they just opted out. They're giving up 4.6 yards a carry, which is not good. So what they got to do, they got to get after – they have to do something they haven't done too. They have to – and in 2 games really consistent. They have to stop the run. They have to get after Mahomes. They turn the ball over, but Kansas City only turned the ball over once this year. So I don't know if you could bank on the turnovers. You could throw Stephon Gilmore, on Hardman, but then you're opening it up for the rest of the Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. And this is what makes KC tough. They can run the ball with Hilaire. You know that. He can catch it out of the backfield. What makes them tough is Mahomes takes a deeper drop because he could throw the ball so well. So you're allowed to take a deeper drop. It's hard to get to him. When they come, he sees everything. He's extremely smart. And what makes them difficult is you can have Tyreek Hill and Hardman, who are speedsters, on the same side. Tyreek Hill runs a deep post. You jump that if you're playing the zone. Hardman runs a go route. And if you're not smart and you've got your eyes on Kareem because you're thinking that ball goes to Kareem and can't see a run the formation, the formation's telling you that it's a post route for Tyreek Hill. But Mahomes will cross you up and go deep to Hardman for the touchdown. All right, so you stop that. All right, let's play back. Let's play a deep, too deep zone. Let's just keep our safeties way back, 20 yards back. Are they going to run Hilaire all the way down the field? All right, let's blitz them. You blitz Kansas City. Okay, they're the best screen passing team in the league to Hilaire, or they'll screen pass it to Tyreek Hill, who'll sit in the backfield. All right, let's stop the perimeter. Let's stop the outside receivers now. Let's stop all that. Okay, what he'll do, he'll have Kelsey come down the middle, straight down the middle for 20 yards. All right, let's stop all that. All right, what he'll do like a flip screen. He'll have his running back or fullback in the backfield, and he'll do like a little shovel. He'll have everyone go deep, and then he'll do this middle screen shovel pass that'll pick up 15 yards. What do you do? What do you do? They're going to have to get pressure on Mahomes, sack him, and that's the only way to get him off the field. You know, New England's smart. Belichick probably took 2 weeks to prepare. While they're playing the Raiders, he probably already prepared for the Chiefs. I'm looking forward to the thought process of Belichick and Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid game planning against the defense of Belichick. And I'm also interested to see Spagnuolo's defense with Kansas City. Can they stop Burkhead and Sonny Michel? They're going to run. If the game isn't out of hand, they're going to run. They're going to run Cam. They're going to tell Cam to be as efficient. They're going to have Edelman out there. They might throw screens to Burkhead because Kansas City has a good pass rush. Chris Jones is a monster. The pace of the game is going to let me know who wins the game. If the game is a little slower, a little more physical, Patriots are going to win. If it's up and down and Kansas City's rolling, they're rolling like they did against the Ravens, up and down the field. Third down, they're grooving it and moving. And you see Mahomes kind of, I don't want to say shimmying. He's got that look about him that, okay, here we go. Up and down. Let's get the ball back. Let's score again. Let's get the ball. It permeates through the team, whereas offense and defense. AD didn't show up, taking dumb charges. It was a mess. And Miami took care of business. Jimmy Butler had 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists. He was aggressive. I'm going to tell you why LA lost. And I'm going to tell you the key to LA winning the series or the key to Miami coming back. Miami packed it in deep. So what they did, they dared the others to shoot well. And what they did, they really doubled hard on LeBron and AD, and they said, listen, we'll sell out and let the other guys beat us. So they let Kuzma get his 17, and Morris had his 17, and Rondo was solid. But LeBron and AD were not aggressive enough, even in the double teams. And LeBron was lazy. Not lazy. I won't say lazy. He was just lackadaisical with the dribble, where he got the ball stolen from a couple times in the first and fourth quarter. Just casual. He wasn't the same LeBron in Game 5. And that hurt. He wasn't the same. He didn't bring it. Hit the turnaround jump shots and the aggression and all that stuff. They wasn't there. And AD was really bad. really, 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 really bad. I could come up here with the stats for AD. He was minus 26. LeBron was minus 4. Howard, who was taken out of the game because of Olynyk, was minus 15. Danny Green was minus 15. 0 of 4 from 3. Danny Green at this point in time, what you're hoping for if you're an LA fan, is 4 of 15, 4 of 20. He may hit 2 or 3 threes on his best day, but he's going to miss about 10 or 11. That's about what you're going to get out of Danny Green at this point. And you hope that he plays good defense, but this is my problem with LeBron James in this particular game. He would switch on to Butler, but he didn't stay with Butler. When he guarded Murray, he was all over Murray. He went through the switches. He went through the picks. Murray was his mission. He kind of casually backed away. Once he received the pick, he backed away like Caruso and Rondo and all those guys try to guard Butler, and Butler smelled it. And they thought Butler was going to be passive and kick it out. So they manned Butler up and he destroyed him. So now you got to come with a smart double. If you come with a double hard, Butler's going to find the open man. Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero are going to light you up, and it's going to be 2-2. For Miami, for this to be tied, they have to hit their shots, do what they did, pack in, and hope LA misses. Dare Pope, dare Green, dare Caruso, dare Rondo, even dare LeBron and AD if they want to shoot out there. Please don't go inside. Make sure Olynyk takes out Dwight Howard so he's not a factor on defense. And make shots and your series is tied. It'll be a major problem. For LA to avoid that, they got to make their shots. Bron and AD still have to be aggressive in their double team. If the ball gets reversed, you catch it inside the middle. If you're LeBron, take that little 2-point shot because that's going to open up layup opportunities, and that's what he needs. He's going to have to hit the mid-range, the short mid-range shots to break the zone up. If you don't do that, they'll pack it in. Now you got to hope and pray that you hit from the outside, and they're not always the best three-point shooting team. You can't get suckered like you did yesterday. And you got to make sure Butler doesn't hurt. And LeBron's got to guard him hard. Got to guard him hard. And that's going to be the key. And LA, I heard this announcer say, LA, they won 6 in a row, they won 4 in a row after losing. Listen, you can't bank on that. You got to win tomorrow. You got to win tomorrow. There's no excuse. Got to do it. Because if it's tied 2-2, you give the Heat more confidence. And then Bam's coming back. You might get Dragic coming back. You want to get rid of these guys early so don't get confidence. Because I've seen LA get tight in a close situation. And you don't want that. And AD bailed them out in that Denver game where it was 1-0 and game Tampa Bay and the Yankees. I like the team that pitches the best. Of course, Tampa has a little better starting pitching with Snell and Morton and Glasgow. But Tanaka, I think, would be better. Cole will be better because Tampa hit him pretty hard. I'm nervous about Happ, but this is going to come down to middle relief. Neil Armstrong is a closer. Castillo, Jose Alvaro, hope I pronounced that right, for Tampa. And then you got Ken Britton and Chad Green and Tommy Canley lead the bridge to Chapman. Can Chapman get Tampa out and show composure, not throw at them? That's going to be the key. And here's the rest of my Major League breakdown. Guys that can take you deep. That's feared in the lineup. 2 stud starting pitchers and good, solid pitching. But little things that get you beat, too. Like errors. You look at the errors that Minnesota, Gonzalez did versus Minnesota when they played the Houston Astros. And they pretty much lost game 1. They lost the series. The Astros beat them in 2. And look at the decided game between the Cardinals and the Padres, and Tommy Edelman. They're only down 1 with the bases loaded. 1-0, 7th inning, winnable game. Ground ball to third. He doesn't step on third. So he misses the bag. He throws wildly at home. Everyone's safe. And then the Padres are able to get 2 more runs, and they end up winning 4-0. And it's the little things that get you beat in a short series. And going forward, with Atlanta playing the Marlins, the Dodgers playing the Padres, the Yankees playing Tampa, and the Astros are playing Oakland, it's a team that plays clean and makes the least mistakes win. Now, Atlanta advanced to play the Marlins. I like the Braves. And they're going to play in the National League Championship Series versus the winner of the Dodgers and the Padres. If I was the Dodgers, I would have been rooting for the Cardinals. The Padres are tough. Will Myers, Francisco Tatis Jr., who's a money player. They're not afraid of the moment. They love the moment. And you know, Machado is a monster as far as his ability. He's a moron. But he's very good, and he likes nothing more than to get revenge on the LA Dodgers. And the Dodgers got that great start. Bueller and Kershaw is healthy. Kershaw had 13 strikeouts, and he was unhittable. The curveballs, the fastballs, the sliders, he was mixing his pitches. He was locating. And Bueller is just got electrifying stuff. And then they got great relievers, Baez. Jansen versus Rosenthal at the end of the game. Rosenthal and Jansen are very good closers, but they do give up home runs. And that's going to be interesting to see. The one thing about the Dodgers, I'd like to see Max Muncy and Bellinger get going a little bit. Muncy's been bad. And Muncy's too good a player for that. He's been bad, and they need that. They're going to need all hands on deck. Mookie Betts, he's worth every penny the Dodgers sign, not just the hitting, his leadership. He gets hits. He tells the other hitters on the team what to look for, what the pitchers are throwing, what tendencies the pitchers have. He's a terrific leader. He is the reason the Dodgers will probably win the championship unless they run to the Yankees. Now I'm getting to the American League. You got the Astros versus the Oakland A's. The A's outlasted the White Sox. The Astros beat up on the lousy Twinkies. I'm not even going to call them the Twins anymore, the Twinkies. The Twins have lost 18 straight. And Carlos Correa, and you know, I come after the Astros, and I'm going to, until they win a World Series without cheating, I'm going to be all over the Astros. This idiot comes on and says, hey, now what do we see what we proved now? We proved we can win a series. You beat the Twins. You beat the Minnesota Twins. My gosh. These athletes do not get it. But that's why I dislike the Astros. You know, go beat the A's, which they probably will, then go beat the winner of Tampa and the Yankees, then get to the World Series, and then maybe I'll give you some credit. But now you don't get credit for beating the A's, who's a young team, or beating the Twins. And then you run your mouth. Win a World Series, then you can talk. Then I'll shut up. Until then, you and your team, they're a bunch of cheating bums. You are a bum when you cheat with all these players that play their hearts out to win championships. And you compromise that, and you cut corners and cheat. Oh, I'm going to be all over the Astros. And if any Astro fans have a problem with that, you could direct message me if you got a problem. Okay, now I got that out of the way. Tampa and the Yankees. You got Glasgow, Morton. Those guys are a problem. Tampa is, and then they hit Cole for the Yankees. They got 20 runs off Cole in the games that they played against them. And Blake Snell. Man, Snell, Glasgow, and Charlie Morton. Man, that's a tough combination for the Yankees to deal with. And Tampa beat them 9-10. Tampa's doing a lot of talking. And then they got mad at Chapman through it with their players. But see, the problem with that now, the Tampa Bay coach, he's out there talking like a gangster. He's pretty much talking like a hood rat. He's like, oh, we got pitchers that throw 95 miles an hour, and we're going to throw at your head. Okay? We're going to throw it. We'll find out when we see the Yankees again. It's going to be a problem. Wow, okay. So you pretty much call the Yankees out, and the Yankees are here. They're here now with Judge and Stanton, who's playing pretty good, and Urshela and DJ LeMahieu. They're hitting a lot better. Can Cole and Tanaka hold off these very good contact hitting Tampa Bay Rays? They're here. You know, the Yankees, you be careful what you wish for. I do like Tampa because they have a great closer and those three-headed monsters. I like their contact hitters. I like Tampa. I'm rooting for the Yankees. I want to be wrong. I want to see the Yankees and Dodgers play. I'm concerned about both series because the San Diego Padres are an excitable team. They are enthusiastic. They want nothing more than to beat the Dodgers. They don't like the Dodgers. San Diego and LA is a rivalry. I don't know if the people in LA and the people in San Diego like each other on the West Coast. So San Diego would like nothing more than to beat the Dodgers. Dodgers would love to beat the San Diego Padres. I got a lot of Dodger fans who are friends. I'm going to reach out to them this week and get a better feel of that rivalry. All right, before I go,